Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Missisquoi Valley Union High School Graduation for the class of 2022. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Maya Reed, and I am the Executive Student Council President here at MVU. I would like to start off tonight with just a few reminders. First, Vermont law prohibits use and possession of alcohol or tobacco products on school property. Secondly, if you have younger children with you, please keep them with you until the end of the ceremony. This is a last reminder to please turn off all cellular devices for the duration of the ceremony. And we ask that due to the number of people in attendance tonight, that we please refrain from talking during the ceremony. Lastly, if you plan on taking pictures, we ask that you keep the aisle clear until your graduate is in line standing. We also ask that you respect others trying to do the same. As we join one another here tonight at Missisquoi this evening, despite having a lack of normalcy these past few years, it is such a pleasure to see all of your faces tonight. We made it to this moment even with all of the madness we have endured these past few years. I urge you to take a minute later tonight and truly reflect on that. Furthermore, we, the class of 2022, thank you, our friends, teachers, family, and faculty, for giving us this normal year that we desired. And we also thank you for working so diligently alongside us to bring back these events that we have missed so much. Once again, thank you all for coming out tonight to support not only your graduate, but all of this year's graduating class. I would additionally like to thank everyone for their continuous support, for those who are not able to make it here tonight, but have shown that they do in fact support us. We are all extremely grateful for the guidance and support you have all continuously given us throughout the years. Thank you all for coming, and enjoy the ceremony.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Would you please remain standing and join the MVU Master Singers under the direction of Ms. Danielle Turner as we honor America with our national anthem.
Good evening. Welcome to the Sisseton Valley Union Middle and High School and to MVU's second high school graduation ceremony. On behalf of the senior class of 2022, we would like to take this opportunity to thank you for joining us tonight to celebrate the completion of their high school experience. It is my pleasure at this time to introduce to you the Superintendent of Schools for the Sisseton Valley School District, Mrs. Julie Reginald.
Good evening, and welcome graduating seniors, families, and friends. I'm very pleased to be here to celebrate a class of such inspiring and talented students. Some of our students have stretched themselves by attending early college. Some have pushed themselves as athletes, as artists, as apprentices. Many have volunteered and given their time to the community in a variety of ways. Together, our students have provided over 1,500 hours of community service this year. In fact, so many of these students represent our school's value of responsible citizenship by actively pursuing opportunities to make a positive difference in our communities. I know I speak for your teachers, administrators, and families when I say that we are all so proud of your achievements so far and are confident that you will continue to make a real difference wherever you find yourself next. So, while today is about celebrating our graduates, I think I would be remiss if we did not acknowledge someone who has modeled service to our community throughout his career here. In fact, today happens to be the 45th anniversary of the date he signed his first contract here at MVU. Please join me in thanking Mr. Jay Hartman for his gift to all of us of his dedication. Thank you for letting me do it, Mr. Hartman. And now let's focus our attention on celebrating our seniors. Thank you all, and congratulations to the class of 2022.
Thank you, Mrs. Rajabal. At this time, we would invite the senior members of the MVU Instrumental Music Program to join us here for this evening's musical presentation. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce to the stage the co-presidents of this year's senior class, Abigail Gagne and Dawson LaPlante.
Not to sound cocky or anything, but I always knew I'd be standing up here today giving a speech. 4 years ago, I didn't know what that speech was going to be about, nor did I know what it was going to be about 4 days ago, or even yesterday morning. But I really wasn't too concerned about it, unlike my mother, who was very concerned and not at all impressed with my lack of initiative. She had only been nagging me for the past week to get this done, and in typical first child fashion, I did what I wanted to do instead. Monday morning, I brought my mom a coffee at work, and she asked what I was doing that day, hoping that my answer would be writing my graduation speech. But what she wants to hear very rarely comes out of my mouth, and it most certainly did not that day. As I reached into her fridge to grab her P.E.G that she packed for her lunch, I said, "I'm going to ride in a tractor." And she just looked at me for a minute, cocked her head, smiled, and said, "Have fun." And that day I sat in a tractor for hours on end, driving circles around the same field with not a care in the world and the biggest smile on my face. I got home that night and she asked how my speech was coming along. I just looked at her and smiled. She knew that zero progress had been made. But how could she blame me for wanting just one simple day because the past couple months had been chaotic? I vividly remember walking through the front doors of Missisquoi Valley Union Middle and High School the first day of freshman year in August of 2018. That's not going to work. Doors that I would walk in and out of for the next 4 years. A place where I would learn, participate in extracurriculars, and make lasting memories with my classmates. People tried to prepare me for those next 4 years of my life. I remember everyone telling me that high school was going to fly by and that I should take in every moment over those next 4 years. Well, those 4 years have come to an end. For some, this ceremony comes with a sense of relief that high school is over and adulthood officially begins. For others, this signifies the ending of some of the best times of their lives. It is bittersweet that after tonight, we will be leaving the place where we have met and made memories with some of the best people we will ever meet. As this new chapter of our lives unfolds, I hope you carry the memories and lessons you have gathered over the past 4 years. Don't forget the things that have made you into the person you are in this moment, this community, this school, and these people. My dad would tell me that many friends in high school come and go, but a few stay, and those are the friends I will have for the rest of my life. My goal for senior year was to make memories in whatever way I could. I needed to make up for the past 3 years of being a sheltered, antisocial butterfly. I wanted to be able to look back and remember certain moments with such clarity, it was like they happened yesterday. And it turns out I made those memories in places I never imagined I would. I made them on the ice, in the Maple Fields parking lot, on back roads, in sugar houses, and in hayfields. And right there, everyone, is where a true Franklin County kid has their fun. But in all seriousness, these memories all stem from the table group I sat with in science class freshman year. As you walked in the door of Mrs. Hanson's room, I was in the table group that sat closest to her desk, and we were that close to her desk for reasons that became very clear throughout the year. Everyone in that group had a job. Well, I wouldn't say a job, but more of a role. 2 of us actually did the work, while the other 2 provided the entertainment, which is all fun and games until one drinks ammonia with the encouragement of the other. And in that moment, I couldn't believe what I had just witnessed. Now, I'm not one to judge other people's choices because I have made plenty of questionable choices myself. But what were you guys thinking? Anyways, my point here is that sometimes the people you least expect to have an impact on your life end up having the greatest impact. That freshman year table group brought me friends that I spent my whole senior year with. Friends that I never could have imagined having or doing the crazy things we did together. Like flying down dirt roads on our way to Franklin on a random Thursday night, because what else did we have to do? We had our heads out the sunroof, being smacked by bugs, blowing our eardrums out, and taking corners maybe a little faster than we should have. It is nights like those that I will always remember. The last few months of high school are crazy. So many emotions are flying around that you can't tell the difference between the excitement, nerves, or grief. Nobody wants to say it, but we were all thinking about these last few years, or if we will ever see the people sitting next to us again after graduation. We are realizing the family that has been created over these short 4 years of high school. School is all we have ever known. Now we are expected to create a whole new life for ourselves for the first time, which is exciting, but also very nerve-wracking. We are clutching on to the endless laughter with old friends, the late-night talks, and every last moment that's familiar to us. In 3 short months, some of us will be heading on to further our education, and others will be heading straight into the workforce. So hold on to every last second of that time. Do the things that scare you and that drive you absolutely insane. Make mistakes, be crazy and reckless, live life. This is your last chance to be a teenager. Hold on to that until the last possible second. 4 years ago, we weren't thinking about our last high school prom, skit night, or sporting event. We were just trying to make it through each and every day. But this year was filled with them. Like many athletes in this room, we will miss the game, but miss the family that the game provided us even more. Those grueling practices that were spent conditioning, I would go back to in a heartbeat if I could. But we can't go back. We have to just keep moving forward with our lives and take those memories with us. As we walk away from this school at the end of this ceremony, I hope you carry with you the memories and lessons you have made over the past 4 years. I hope that you keep the connections that you have with people right now and don't let them fade away over time. I hope you know how proud I am of each and every one of you for making it to this point. I cannot wait to see what the future of our class holds. No matter where the future takes you, this community will always be your home. So go far and do great things, but remember where your roots started, right here in Franklin County, and don't take that place for granted. Thank you and congratulations.
Good evening, teachers, administrators, counselors, family, and of course the graduating class of 2022. As many of you may know, I am Dawson LaPlante, and I am proud to be standing in front of you all, representing the graduating class of 2022 as your co-president. Thank you for giving me your attention to come on stage and say a few short words. When I first started thinking about how I was going to write this speech, I thought it was going to be easy. I thought that being your class president for the past 4 years of my life, it would be a breeze to come up here and talk about our class for a few minutes. My classmates wouldn't be surprised to hear me say that despite how big I am probably the biggest baby in our class and was fighting back tears trying to finish this speech. It's unbelievable to think that the last time we were all here together in this gym was for our 8th grade graduation. A lot has happened and a lot has changed since then. Perhaps the biggest change is that we will all walk across this stage one last time as adults, rather than as the immature middle schoolers we were then. When I think about our time here at MVU, it is hard for me to explain entirely. To be honest, it feels like a big chunk of our story as high school students got cut out. It's crazy to think that we are all here tonight graduating as sophomores. At least that's what it feels like because of time apart because of COVID. COVID made us all think about high school in a different way. Before the shutdown, many of us were tired of school. The days seemed to be long, and this graduation ceremony seemed too far away. But some time apart gave high school a new meaning for the majority of us. School is now a place to see our friends we had been missing for almost 2 years, and it kept us busy and distracted from what events may have been going on in the world. So although it was hard, I would say COVID taught me a lot about our class. It taught me that we thrive in the face It taught me that we thrive in the face of adversity. We have grit, and that our class can turn any situation into a positive one. And that's why, although I am proud of all the accomplishments our class has achieved inside the classroom, I am most proud of the accomplishments we have achieved in our small communities. Throughout COVID, some of us got jobs in the community that many others didn't want to do. And when school started to get back to normal, we maintained those jobs and are now a major part of the workforce in Franklin County. But the pandemic wasn't the only struggle we faced, and it's not the only thing that makes our class unique. Our class is also the first class to graduate from Missisquoi Valley Union with a standardized grading system, which if you would like me to explain it, well, I can't because I still don't completely understand it. But what I am saying is that although no other class has faced this combination of difficulties before, it's probably best for our class to be the one to go through it. Because even though we did complain, probably a lot actually, we always made the faculty we were complaining to smile, and we always worked through those challenges together. I know that we did what we needed to do to succeed and worked extremely hard to get to this ceremony tonight. Our class has had some successes this year as well. For the first time, we placed second for skit night, and our Powder Puff football team crushed BFA in the annual game. And raised the most money ever raised for Camp Tecumseh and the Jim Bashaw Fund. 4 students in our graduating class have received highest honors, 12 received high honors, and 34 have earned honors. So although our story has been one full of twists and turns, ups and downs, it is coming to an end tonight as we all graduate and start our new stories tomorrow. The unknown can seem scary. What feels like starting over can be daunting, but if there's one thing we all need to remember after tonight, it's this. No matter how far any of us travel, no matter how many different paths we take, no matter how distant we may grow from one another, we got through this together. We grew up together. We survived a pandemic together. We graduated high school together, and we are moving forward together. So tonight, before we say goodbye to our days as high school students, and we introduce ourselves to one another as full-fledged adults, I would like to answer the most frequently asked question I get as your class president. It seems that almost every day at school I would get asked, Dawson, when are you going to cut your hair? We're just gonna go for it, I guess. And what better way to signify the start of a new beginning than for me to chop it right off? Thank you.
That will be one tough act to follow. It is now my privilege to invite to the podium Emily King and Madison Poyer.
Good evening, everybody. It is our honor to be able to introduce our guest speaker for tonight. Dr. Taylor Markey is a 2014 graduate of the Missisquoi Valley Union High School. Taylor was valedictorian of his class. He served as president of MVU Student Council and the National Honor Society, and was captain of our school's baseball and soccer teams. His fondest memories of MVU include participating in Skit Night, Mr. Thunderbird, and spending summer vacations with friends. Taylor went on to receive his bachelor's degree from Harvard University, where he studied developmental biology and government. While at Harvard, Taylor was elected to the undergraduate council, taught civics classes to Boston public school students, and organized the college's intramural athletics program. He received awards for his contributions to both scientific research and campus life.
Last month, Taylor received his MD from the University of Vermont College of Medicine. Taylor continued to perform research during medical school and currently holds over a dozen publications and presentations in topics ranging from heart attack and stroke to pediatric mental health emergencies. His latest publication on emergency department wait times was presented to members of the Vermont State Legislature and highlighted in the New York Times. Next week, Taylor begins his residency in emergency medicine at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. He plans to return to Vermont one day to serve his community as a pediatric emergency medicine physician. It's my great pleasure with me and Emily to present our guest speaker for the class of 2022, Dr. Taylor Markey.
MVU Class of 2022. I think congratulations are in order. Welcome to the exciting adult world of renter's insurance, 401ks, and phone calls inquiring about your vehicle's extended warranty. When I was asked to be your commencement speaker a few months ago, I didn't think twice, and I quickly agreed. I absolutely loved my time here at MVU, and I couldn't think of a better way to return. This is the place where I developed a passion for science and service, where I learned to think critically, where I made friendships that I still hold today, and where I lost Skit Night 4 times. We never even came in second. I lost to my little brother's class like 3 times, and it was never even close. It's fine, I'm not bitter. Anyway, right after I committed to this, I thought to myself, oh no, I was honored to have been asked, but I couldn't get over this feeling that I'm not qualified to be a commencement speaker. Commencement speakers are local celebrities at the pinnacle of their careers who deliver the same speeches filled with cliches about the importance of dreaming big and working hard. But I need to pull up Google Maps on my phone every time I drive somewhere, even if it's a place I've been to 100 times before. I still have to call my mom every time I get logged out of Netflix and can't remember the password. And technically, despite 8 years of pricey higher education, I'm unemployed until Monday. So for the graduates, you can hit me up on Venmo, and for the grandparents, I'll be sending around a collection basket during intermission. Dubious qualifications aside, I started thinking, what words of wisdom can I impart on these graduates? I asked a friend for some advice. He told me that the most important thing I could do is to start by setting expectations real low. It's always better to underpromise and overdeliver, he said. But when I sat down to start writing this speech about 20 minutes ago, I realized that you and we find ourselves in a very similar position tonight. We are all facing the greatest transition of our lives. You are about to leave the friendly, circular confines of MVU and embark on your own journeys. Many of you are starting apprenticeships or joining the family business full-time. Others are off to college or enlisting in the military, and some of you are taking a little time to figure it out, and that's great. After 23 years of being a full-time student, I am about to finally leave the classroom and start my first job as a doctor in one of the busiest emergency departments in the country. Really, the only difference between your situations is that this is not the first time that I have dealt with change. In fact, I have become a bit of an expert in 4-year stints and navigating the transitions that come between them. For me, change always comes with mixed emotions. Like many of you tonight, I'm excited and a little terrified. I used to convince myself that I was unprepared for what lied ahead. It was imposter syndrome. I just had to fake it till I made it. I'm not ready for college calculus and physics, I told myself the summer after graduating from high school. I'm not ready for medical school immunology and pharmacology, I told myself the summer after graduating from college. I'm not ready to be a doctor and be responsible for taking care of really sick patients. I'm trying not to tell myself tonight. Yes, I will soon find myself in incredibly demanding, uncomfortable situations. There are going to be hundreds of times when I won't know what to do, and that's just counting my first day. But I'm comforted by the fact that at this point in my career, I won't be alone, and neither are you. I ask you not to fall into the trap of thinking I'm not ready for what lies ahead, because you are. You're ready enough. If high school was meant to teach you everything there is to know about adulting, no one would ever graduate. Take a look around this room. We are all still learning. And as MVU graduates, we have a rock-solid foundation upon which we can build. Before long, you will almost definitely forget all of the formulas you learned in geometry. That is, if you haven't already. I know I couldn't tell you what a hypotenuse is anymore. But that's not really the point. MVU, and when I say MVU, I really mean its people, the teachers and staff and coaches, and importantly, your classmates, have prepared you not only to participate, but to thrive in a global society that is changing faster than at any other point in human history. The details, those may fade, but the concepts, all the things you learned that you didn't even realize you learned, those will last a lifetime. Mr. Getty didn't just teach you how to write a persuasive essay. He taught you how to win an argument. Mrs. Vincelette didn't just teach you how to calculate probability. She taught you how not to get ripped off. Madam Tanner didn't just teach you how to conjugate IR verbs. She taught you that there is a whole world outside of Franklin County just waiting for you to explore. And Mr. Napolitano, he didn't just teach you about the 15th and 19th Amendments to our Constitution. He taught you how to recognize injustice in our community and how you can be an agent of change. So during this period of transition, when you start to doubt your preparedness for what comes next, know that these concepts now shape who you are, and you couldn't forget them if you tried. And because it wouldn't be a commencement speech without a bit of unsolicited advice, I thought I'd share something our president left with us at my college graduation. President Faust called it her parking space theory of life. And some people paid like 300 grand for this, so listen up. I want you all to imagine that you're driving along Main Street in St. Albans, heading south. It's a beautiful summer Friday night, much like this one, and you're going to Twig's or maybe Nemo's. You find a parking spot, but it's still 4 blocks away from the restaurant. You consider taking it because you're afraid you won't find a closer one. The next time you find yourself in this situation, I encourage you to keep driving. Don't be tempted by the sense of comfort that comes with that guaranteed spot. Instead, go try to find one right next to your destination. Worst case, you can always circle back. Maybe there will come a time and a situation in your life in which it is in your best interest to settle. But that time is not now. It's not when you're 18 with your entire adult life in front of you. So figure out what you want in a job, in your relationships with others, or in a Friday night out. And when you do, go get it. Take a risk or two, and don't let the fear of failing stand in your way of achieving what you really want. Because I can promise you this, every once in a while, you will fail. It's bound to happen. But it's okay, because in that moment, you can always circle back. And the people sitting and the people sitting next to you, the people up on the stage and in the bleachers, and those watching from home, they'll have your back. After all my time away, I couldn't be more certain that Franklin County is one of the greatest places that someone could grow up. It's a place that can easily be taken for granted, but I can't imagine a more supportive, tight-knit community exists anywhere else. I can tell Mr. Hartman is giving me the time's up cue, so I'll leave you with this. High school, like the rest of life, is a team sport, and no one can go at it alone. Tonight, thank those people who helped you get here. They are all proud of you, and I can see that at least a few of them are breathing a sigh of relief. Have fun, but don't do anything dumb. Hospitals around the country are staffed by brand new doctors in the summer. And most importantly, whether you're moving across the country or staying put right here, enjoy this time with your family and friends. This is a huge accomplishment, the end of one chapter and the beginning of another, and you will always remember the people who are right there with you every step of the way. Thank you.
At this time, it is our pleasure to have performing for you the MVU Master Singers under the direction of Ms. Danielle Turner. Please welcome to the stage at this time for the senior class address, Miss Ella Partlow.
Congratulations, you've met proficiency. We've done it. We've made it this far, and in only a few minutes, we'll walk up here, receive our diplomas, and never have to come back here again. Soon, we will depart this place, this time in our lives, and one another. This will be different from anything we've experienced yet. So far, we've traveled through life as one collective. Some of us began our journeys together in elementary school, others when we came to MVU for middle school, and others still in high school. Regardless of when you met someone, though, we can all agree we shared a significant part of our lives all together. However, now we're going out into the world on our own adventures. On our adventures, we'll encounter challenges. It's inevitable that we will. But we will also encounter what makes life worth living: adventure, success, love, joy. Because your education is going to be what you make of it. Your career is going to be what you make of it. Your relationships in life, romantic or platonic, they're going to be what you make of them. And your life itself, in its entirety, is going to be what you make of it. We have by no means made our way here conventionally. As Emily Wimble says, we are the class of extremely proficient guinea pigs. Just look at our grading system. It's the epitome of unconventionality. In the 8th grade, before our high school journeys even began, we were told the A's and B's our parents and teachers were so familiar with would be no more. No one understood this new grading system, especially Mr. Minier, who would give us 3.5s on algebra tests. And only a few years later, after that little curveball, COVID was thrown our way. Needless to say, that made things look a little different around here. Blue days and white days are anything but conventional. Moreover, I think we can all agree our academic journeys were much different than those of MVU graduates who came before us. Even though we did not have the classic high school experience by any means, we can still take away so many cherished memories. Because we were the class tasked with bringing MVU back. And although this was certainly a challenge, it was certainly an exciting adventure as well. We exceeded the expectations of everyone. We definitely got the Thor on that assignment. Not only did we bring back lunch to Commons, which I must say was an enormous feat, we also brought back Powder Puff, and we won against BFA. We brought back Skit Night, and we got 2nd place. I'm confident that if we were able to have all 4 years, we would have gotten 1st. We brought back Mr. Thunderbird, and Dawson LaPlante absolutely slayed. We brought back the musical, and Emily Wimble was an amazing Mary Poppins. We brought back music festivals, and Emily King and Denise Berger both got 1st chairs for all of New England. And I think it would be foolish of me not to include Ruthie Bruckner, who we all know and love. Even though she's homeschooled and not technically enrolled here, she's incredibly involved. Not only did she go to indoor track nationals this winter, she also excels in music and extracurriculars here at MVU. It almost feels like she should get an honorary diploma. We're not just pros at restoring MVU. We're also pretty proficient at making positive change in our community. Look at these beautiful bedazzled caps. For the first time in MVU history, we were able to decorate our caps. Thank you to Katie, Maddie, DJ, Garrett, Maddie, and Kendall for all rallying together and making our graduation more beautiful and fun. You all did a fabulous job. Working together, we have made the school a better place. All of these individuals who I highlighted used the tools available to make the most of MVU, and in doing so, made us come back better than ever. But I know there are so many other people sitting here today who also made the most of what they were given these past 4 years. And this includes our teachers. It will be unique for all of you, but these are some teachers who really stood out to me for their hard work, compassion, and resilience. First, my papa, Mr. Mackenzie, who retired at the end of our sophomore year, also known as the COVID year. Learning a new grading system his final year of teaching and working online with students right until the end of the school year, he was unafraid of taking additional time to improve his teaching and care for his students. Second, Mr. Garso, the best band teacher ever. Shuttling us to the Highgate Airport so we could play music outside and teaching us guitar when it got too cold to do so, he found ways to keep music alive at MVU, even when he was told we could not have a regular band. And lastly, Mrs. Vinslet, Mr. Varga, and Mr. Getty, who were just some of my teachers this past year. They all did an amazing job at helping us get back on track with having school 5 days a week. It was certainly not an easy transition. Their kindness, humor, and positivity made it so my senior year was my favorite year of high school. So I call you to carry on your teachers' attributes. Use them as role models in how you interact with youth, coworkers, and your community. Their hard work does not go unnoticed. Reflecting on all of these amazing people, events, and experiences, it is obvious that we are not defined by what we do in high school. We are defined, instead, by how we navigate change, resiliency, ambition, hard work. These are all keys to success. Compassion, however, and kindness to those who are around you is going to be the key to true fulfillment in your life. Before we can really live our best lives, we must embrace the good in ourselves, in others, and in the world. And this is as true in this moment as it will be in your subsequent travels through life. So seize the day. Always encourage and support others in their journeys. After all, we'll be forever tied not only by our MVU experiences, but also through social media. Unlike many who came before us, we will be able to see what is going on with each other far after we have graduated. Even if one of us is in California, one of us is in Hawaii, and one of us is in Japan, we will all be able to stay connected and support one another's endeavors thanks to the invention of the iPhone. I cannot wait to see what our Instagrams look like in 20 years. And when it comes to social media, remember to not compare yourself to others. We should aim to encourage, not envy. Success, after all, is going to look different for each and every one of us. No matter what it may be in your life, whether you get a new job, traveled to a new exciting place, made a cool piece of artwork, moved to a new city, hit a PR at the gym, took a photo of an owl that you're just really proud of and want to share with the world, decide to go back to school, join the military, or started a band with some friends, I'll always be your biggest fan. It's our jobs to be one another's cheerleaders through life. We should be so proud of one another for all we've done here at MVU, but also for all we will do in our futures. So don't get caught up in appearances. Like anything, social media is going to be what you make of it. It can be a false facade, abundant with comparison and toxicity, or it can be a helpful platform, overflowing with encouragement and positivity. I call you to live your life authentically Embrace change, love one another, and see the good in the world. No matter where your path brings you, compassion will always be crucial for making your life, others' lives, and this world better. Before I go, I want to share just one last thing. It's a quote from the book The Alchemist. It's one of my favorite books, and I encourage you all to read it if you ever get the chance. It's not overly long or intimidating, and it's not very wordy, so even if you're not a big reader, I encourage you to pick it up, or at least give it a glance. Here's the quote. "We are travelers on a cosmic journey, stardust, swirling and dancing in the eddies and whirlpools of infinity. Life is eternal. We have stopped for a moment to encounter each other, to meet, to love, to share. This is a precious moment. It's a little parenthesis in eternity. I'm thankful we got to share this sliver of our journeys all together, and I cannot wait to see what you all do next. Thank you."
Thank you, Ella. At this time, I would like to invite to the podium Ariana Bordeaux and Abigail Paquette.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Abigail Paquette, and for those of you who don't know her, this is my bestie, Ari. And I'm the treasurer and secretary of our class. And Ari held the position of class officer who got to run our senior media pages, as Ella talked about our social media.
Tonight, we get the honor of announcing what we, the senior class, will donate the remainder of our senior class funds to. Despite the obvious roadblock for fundraising due to the pandemic, our class has been phenomenal in pushing through adversity to raise money to support our class projects. Before we announce what we chose, we first have a few thank yous.
We would first like to start by thanking all the groups of people that worked together to make this night possible. And a big thank you to the class of 2021 for this PA system, so hopefully you all can hear us.
We would also like to thank the class of 2022 student council members for raising the money with us, and our class advisor and administration for keeping us on the right track, as well as creating the funds with us.
Beth, will you please come over here? All right. Finally, for the moment you have all been waiting for since we started talking 2 minutes ago. The class of 2022 is donating the remainder of the class funds to a fund that has already been started to purchase a new electric sign out in the front of the school. For daily announcements and dates, this project will bring a bright, new, and more welcoming entrance to our school, and that is something the class of 2022 is proud to be a sponsor of.
At this time, it is my distinct pleasure to present Mr. Stephen Messier, Dean of Students here at MVU, along with Superintendent of Schools Julie Regenball, and MVU's school board members Jen Chevalier and Devin Batchelder, to confer and present this evening's diplomas to the class of 2022.
What? Oh, you haven't seen anything yet.
Ashley May Lynn Wells. Madison Elizabeth Aiken. Ethan John Andrews. Anakin James Ashline. Alex Andrew Audette. Madison Faith Bailey. Paul Mark Barnum. Vida Rose Marie Barrett Cox. Christopher Bolio. Denise Ann Berger. Cooper McGuire Bergeron. Caleb Chad Bertrand. Hunter S. Bilodeau. Alexander Warren Bluto. Ariana Lynn Bordeaux. Jameson Stanley Bordeaux. Austin Andrew Britch. Alexandra Jordan Brulette. Lincoln Alexander Buchkowski. Ethan David Bushy Hansen. Lucian Robert Bushy. Caleb Joshua Chates. Ashton Michael Chevalier. Connor Daniel Chevalier. Emma Rose Chevalier. Alexis Schwarnier. Alexis Aaron Churchill. Anna Carey Kamitsky. Nicodemus Alexander Dashno. Owen Jeffrey Davis Tinker. Ian Michael Digby. Mallory Ann Downs. Dominic John Dragon. Chaston M. Dudley. Trisha M. Duncan. Brooke Elizabeth Durkee. Garrett Robert Eldridge. Emily Elizabeth Fitzsimmons. Nicholas Roland Flint. Luke James Fournier. Wyatt Soteros Frajo. Katie Marie Furlow. Abigail Elizabeth Gagne. Lauren Michelle Gagne. Madison Rose Gagne. Ruth Lillian Jean Gagne. Gage Michael Jensen. Kenneth Ellis Glennon. Gracie Pam Gover. Cheyenne Lee Grenier. Sol Gurley. Grady Joseph Hakey. Derek Aaron Hodgden. Drew Jacob Jones. Logan J. Jones. Lillian Calicay. Vanessa Marie Kane. Skylar Hope Kiefer. Bryce King. Emily Grace King. Nicholas James Kachukian. Kendall Ashley Ledoux. Spencer R. Lamontang. Madison Ann Lorraine Lampman. Camden Scott LePan. Caden Marie LePan. Dawson Joseph LaPlante. Sky Mackenzie LeBeau. Emma Madison Leduc. Hazen Hunter Luno. Logan Matthew Martell. Sam Mott. Egan Ardley Maurice Murphy. Logan James Murphy. Justin David Nappy Thompson. Mason Kane Noble. Jacob Robert Noel. Abigail Pearl Paquette. Ellie Marie Parody. Ella Mackenzie Partlow. Paul J. Phillips. Madison Letha Poyer. Cameron J. Quinlan. Maya May Reed. Riley James Reed. Hayden Daniel Rice. Elizabeth J. Robidou. Chase J. Roy. Zebian James Roswadowski. Dakota Santor. Brianna Marie Savage. William A. Sawyer. Dakota Joseph Sears. Matthew Shover. Devin Michael Slothauer. Lacey May Snyder. Haley May Stefaniak. Allison Nicole Stetson. Tamika Lee Stetson. Michael Allen Stowe. Gage Allen Tague. Cade Chase Tessier. Reed Eric Tessier. Cole Castle Tipper. Reed Castle Tipper. Danielle Elizabeth Totten. Harley R. Vorse. Casey M. Webb. Brandon Tyson Wells. Andrew J. Whalen. Haley May White. Monica Lynn Whitehouse. Alexis Wilson. Emily Amelia Wimble. Kaylee May Young. Keegan Sean Zier.
As we prepare to conclude this evening's graduation ceremony and send the class of 2022 off on their next adventures, I would like to take just a moment to acknowledge 4 longtime members of our MVU family who will be retiring at the end of this school year. They include school librarian Kim Hamill, special educator Siobhan Stout, and classroom teachers Shelley Walsh and Mark Wild. We would like to thank them tonight for their more than 120 years of combined service to our students, our school, and our communities. We wish them the very best in the next chapters of their life story. And now, it is my pleasure to once again welcome to the front your class presidents, Abigail Gagne and Dawson LaPlante.